you should donate to Planned Parenthood. Over on The View, Joy Behar, who is both the single unhappiest person in the world and also an important figure in Democratic politics, went even further than that and called for eugenics. She demanded that Alabama's lawmakers be sterilized on the basis of their sex and skin color.
Can we look at a picture of the panel of men who did this?
In Alabama?
There it is.
Yeah.
What do they have in common?
Well, I think there weren't there
all
4
men,
women?
all white
There
guys.
4 women on there?
Not here.
They are all white
Yeah.
guys. Maybe it should make it a law that they should all be required to get a vasectomy. That group is
Well, Behar is a sub-genius, granted, and she's not elected to anything either, at least for now. Bernie Sanders, though, is. He's a sitting U.S. senator, and this morning he tweeted this, quote, "Abortion is a constitutional right," which is almost as dumb as anything Joy Behar has ever said. Abortion is not a constitutional right. It is not mentioned in the Constitution. It's not even hinted at. The legal reasoning behind Roe versus Wade is a joke. Even pro-choice legal scholars will admit that if you ask them in private. But in public, nobody can say that. Nobody can deviate from the party line. Everyone must read from the talking points provided by the abortion clinic lobbyists from NARAL. And so they do.
What they did in Alabama, what they did in Georgia, is unconstitutional.
Well, this is an outrage, and it's nothing short of an attack on women's basic human rights and civil rights.
Today, where we saw what happened in Alabama, let us all agree that women's health care is under attack, and we will not stand for it.
So this is the modern democratic orthodoxy. If you love women, you'll encourage them to kill their own offspring. If you acknowledge that children are sacred, that being a parent is honorable and necessary, maybe even more meaningful than a trip to Ibiza this summer, then you, sir, are an oppressor. You hate women. In case you haven't noticed, it's almost a perfect inversion of common sense and of nature itself. It's grotesque. So what's the thinking behind it? We'll let actress Alyssa Milano explain.
I don't think there's a human on the planet that is not pro-life. Nobody wants to get an abortion. Nobody. We are all pro-life. But there are circumstances that we cannot avoid. There's the mother's health. There's just not being ready, you know, and what that means financially and for someone's destiny. This is an economic issue.
Oh, it's an economic issue. So thanks for the honesty, Alyssa. Without Roe versus Wade, women might understand that they have the right to be mothers rather than just dutiful worker bees toiling for some company that doesn't care about them. They may start to understand that they can put their families first if they wanted before the interest of shareholders. Can't have that. Might hurt markets. So our corporate tastemakers push the lie that abortion is liberation. Only in faraway remote places like Alabama do people miss that message and continue to believe that children are more important than market caps and stock prices. But everywhere else, the propaganda is working as intended. According to a new report by the CDC, America's fertility rate is the lowest it has ever been in the history of the country. It's not that Americans don't want to have children. They do. According to Gallup, Americans want just as many kids as they wanted 20 years ago. It's just they can't afford them anymore. Our leaders tell us that's fine. It's totally okay. It's normal. You don't need children. Here's a new iPhone. We'll pay for your abortion. Work harder. Stop complaining. Don't listen to those people in Alabama. We will make them be quiet. Get back to work. You're liberated now. Missouri's legislature is considering its own bill to ban abortions after 8 weeks. Elijah Har is the Speaker of the Missouri State House, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Speaker, thanks very much